In this video we are going to be solving the pre-release material that has been given to us. We will be solving task 3, and this is going to be appearing in paper 2 of your examinations. So let's take a look at what task 3 is all about. It says that we are going to be given a CamelCase string. Okay, so this is an example of a CamelCase string. See, words in CamelCase string are separated by capital letters. So each word starts with a capital letter. Alright, so we are now supposed to write a program which is going to separate all the words inside this CamelCase string, and then we are going to store those separated words into an array, just like we see here. Our CamelCase string has been broken down into separate words, and each word has been separated. Each word has been separately stored inside the array. This is a CamelCase string. So each word has been separately inserted into the array, and if we still have some part of the array that is unfilled, then we are going to fill some rogue value inside that array, just like empty, right? Or we can use a rogue value like null. We can use any rogue value. So we could have, instead of empty, we could have written null here, just to indicate that this is not part of the CamelCase string. So we could have used the word null instead of empty. So but this is a rogue value. I hope you get a sense of what I am saying. So we could use any rogue value in the unfilled part of the array. Okay, so once we've separated and we have done this, besides that, there's just one more part that we should do in this case, and that would be, we should have the output messages, the appropriate output messages, right? Appropriate output messages should be included, right? So we should have these prompts. Prompts are basically different output messages that we can show on the screen, so that the user knows what to do when the program is running. Okay, the next task, the first task that we are supposed to solve is task 3.1, and the focus of this task is simply array declaration in pseudocode. So that is the only focus. We should know how to declare an array in pseudocode, and the only important piece of information that he has mentioned here is that our CamelCase string will contain no more than 10 words, which basically means that we have to declare an array which can hold 10 elements. So how can we do that in pseudocode? So this is how we declare an array in pseudocode, and as you can take a look here, that we use this keyword declare to start declaring any variable, and in this case we are declaring an array. So this is the name of our array. It is also called the identifier. Okay, and this here, we've mentioned that this is an array, right? So we've mentioned that this is an array data structure, and that is followed by square brackets, right? Within square brackets, we've mentioned the upper bound and the lower bound. So the lower bound is 1, right? That would be the starting element of the array, and 10 is the upper bound. So this 10 right here, this 10 is the upper bound of the array, which basically means that our array is going to have 10 different elements, right? And the starting or the lower bound is going to be 1, and the upper bound is going to be 10. So this is going to be the final element within the array, and this is going to be the starting element within the array. So these are the lower and upper bounds, and finally we have indicated what kind of data is going to be held within this array. So this is how you declare an array in pseudocode. Alright, let us now solve task 3.2. Task 3.2 says that we should write our algorithm using structured English, right? So let's take a look at the solution. One thing that you should know in structured English is that you have to write the entire solution using simple English, right? But essentially you are not going to write an essay, you're going to write the entire process as a few steps, and you're going to write those steps line by line. So first, as we can see in our solution, we are going to input a string value in CamelCase. Then we are going to run a loop to process each character in the string. After that, the words are going to be separated based on the uppercase characters within that string. Once you've separated the words, they are going to be stored in the array. And finally, if there are still some unfilled elements left in the array, we are going to add rogue values into the remaining part of the array. Okay, so the key concept here is that we are going to be using English language, right, to explain the whole process, and we should do it step by step such that each step is explained in a separate line. So that is task 3.2 for you.